What's up, guys? Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So I'm going to try some new stuff in this video, kind of content creating stuff. Do me a favor, if you're new to the channel, consider liking the video, consider leaving a comment, and consider subscribing. On my channel, we built some real cool stuff from hand, by hand, using just basic hand tools, no fancy fenders and presses and laser cutters and frickin' laser beams. I don't have that stuff here, not yet at least. The goal for this video is to have the front suspension functional so we can raise and lower the truck by air. So we basically have one side at 75% complete. I've got some pieces I started cutting for the passenger side to make things go a lot smoother, and that is that. I don't know if you can tell or not, but this guy looks really handsome. I had to fix my haircut. Don't know if you all know this or not. I was a master barber. Yes, that is true. They just can't seem to get it right. I go into the barber shop, and what really bothers me the most is, the amount of money you pay for it, and it's not even the haircut that you want. So I am very specific on my fade. I get a trimmer skin fade, and the way I like it is I like it to be blended straight up. I don't want to look like a Q-tip head. And the last time I went in to get a haircut, he rounded my corners so damn bad I looked like a Q-tip. I had to fix it myself, so now I look really nice. I'm clean shaven. I'm ready to go. It's amazing what a haircut can do to you, how it can make you feel. I'm alive. I feel the power. So, let's get started. All right, it's picking up where we left off. Get you guys up to speed. The only thing I have left on this side is to create a template to plate the top of this. I made this custom removable air bracket. I finished welding it. Last night, my wife went to a concert, so I created a lower template for the control arm. Now I have my bag, my mock-up bag installed. Only thing left I got to do is remove the arm, weld this up, and then drill out the hole for the bag. I don't know if I said it or not. Do me a favor, comment down below if you like the new style of this video. Comment down below how I can make my content more appealing to you as the viewer, so I don't keep doing the same things over and over again and, kind of get nowhere with it. I went ahead, cut up a piece of cardboard. That looks good. So we're going to make a little template for up here. Let's see it. I think it'll work. Put my glasses on. Now, there's always something floating around that I could use. Perfect. To round the corners. Perfect. Ta-da! All right, so keep in mind, we're going to need 2 of these. We should be good to go. So in case you're wondering, the machine behind me right here is a Thermodynamics 80XL, and it's probably somewhere in the realm of 22 years old. When I used to hop cars back in the day, like in 2000s, That was my shop. Real deal hydraulics. But I'm sure at some point this isn't going to last much longer and we're going to have to buy a new one. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it lasts forever. Now this is the part I hate the most. Cutting them by hand. Now you got to grind them, clean up all the edges and all that stuff, and just eats up so much time. One of these days, I will have a plasma table. So first things first, I'm going to pull this bracket off. I'm going to pull all this out, clean this up, take all the surface rust off. I'm comfortable with how this fits. It's pretty dang close. So I'm going to weld this up first, grind it down so it's even with the frame, and then I'll put this on here and I'll stitch all this up, and then this piece will be done. I was having a little bit of an issue the other day trying to line these up, so I just widened the holes a little more. My buddy was asking me about putting beveled washers on here or some sort of crush washer or something, and yes, I'm going to. These are just temporarily, just to secure the template to the, you know, to the frame. But yeah, you absolutely would use either lock washers, crush washers, some sort of a washer you're going to use. One of the things you guys normally don't get to see is I'm going the extra step, leveling everything out. I usually don't film it, but I'm going to film it just for the sake of this video. Our level is level. Our digital indicator is almost at 0. I'm good. I'm going to tack this up and weld this up. So I got it all stitched up really nice. Now she's clamped, ready to go. I welded the inside of the chassis. You can see the burn marks in the steel, all the corners. I got, you know, the bottom side, which once the chassis is upside down, I'll finish. But I'm going to go ahead and tack this plate up, pull off all these clamps and stitch it up. And this side should be golden. This heart is for Crawford. Virginia is for lowriders. I've been forgetting. You get focused on what you're doing and you forget about these little things, but I normally don't forget about them. This one is for my sister, her family. They sent me, actually I'm doing the wrong color. She sent me 10 bucks. Well, we got an extra heart. This is a $5 heart. These are $10 and up. You can see the heart size is larger. And I'm not asking, hey man, send me money. But if you do decide you want to send a few bucks for a tasty beverage or a nice cup of coffee, my Wawa coffee, all the names up on the wall there are the ones that sent in coffee money. And as appreciation from me to you for sending it in, you'll always have a heart up on the wall. I think it's pretty cool. You know, a lot of YouTubers have channels and you buy shirts and shit and merch from them. I don't have it yet. I'm working on it. I'm a one-man show, man. I would much appreciate it. All right, so picking up where I left off. Did a bunch of welding, the gussets on the cross member, the bracketry on the side, did some trimming, all that fun stuff. Started using my my cone grinding stone, cleaning this up. Got a little more to do over here. See how it's not symmetrical. Got to clean the bottom up. It's fixing the switch discs. But so now we're going to work on this side. We've got some templates that are floating around here somewhere. Here's the top. I got to fill that in. Cut that by accident. Got to do some cleaning on this. Got to angle this so the bracket will sit into it. Clean the edges. Knock the slag off. All that shit. Cut this off. Clean the edge up like this. Round it. Something I just want you all to keep in mind. What makes this very difficult for me is all these little brackets. Little brackets, little brackets, little brackets. This is all traced with a marker, cut with a plasma cutter by hand. So number one, it takes a lot of time, and number two, I try to get them as symmetrical as possible. All this is done by hand, man. You know, these are ground by hand. This is made by hand. This is traced and made by hand. This is the template I used, which we're going to use for the other control arm. So it takes time. It can be done. It's a little difficult. It's a little challenging, but it can be done. Point I'm getting at is you too can build yourself a really nice looking chassis at home. I mean, granted, if I had, you know, a laser table and all that stuff and all the presses and brakes, it would look a whole lot nicer, but I think it looks pretty good. Looks really good for making it by hand. It's all about the eagle eye, persistence. If you don't like it, cut it off and redo it. One of the last things I want to do, to call it a day, is bend up this flat bar to go inside of the chassis. This is 1 3/4 by 3/16. This is 3-inch pipe, OD, like schedule 40 or so, schedule 60. Basically what's used for columns in your basement. So what I got it locked in the vise. And all I'm going to do is just bend it like this. Make sure she's straight. She's not. And we're going to bend it around this pipe. Like so. Give it a couple of love taps. Now, probably need to go a little more. Let's do this. Let's try this. Need a little more. There we go. Now we can take our piece, making a bunch of noise over here. Follow me. Pardon me. I got ahead of myself, as always. Pull this back off. All right, so now we've got our piece to go inside of here. We'll put an arc here, and an arc here. Follow me, guys. Dun, 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 dun. Same shit. We're gonna lock in the vise. Yeah. Give it a couple of love taps. A little more symmetrical. We're getting there. Like this. Don't want to bend it too much and get it all jacked up. There it is. Not bad. Here we go. So she's off. So now we just got to do a little more persuading with the hammer. Not a big deal. Flatten it out a little bit. There it is. Bam. So what I did on the other side is I welded the edge like this. This is how I had it sitting. And I filled the edge in. And then I welded the inside. All that stuff. So, very nice. And there you have it. How do I make my brackets? Just like that. Well, it's around 4 o'clock. Time to call it a day. Time to go take a dip in the pool. Hang out with the fam. Until tomorrow. So we're moving on to putting together the passenger side. Our slug we made yesterday. I just finished welding it in. Closed some holes up. Gonna grind this up lightly. And move on to the next step, which will be installing this plate. Couple things to remember. Our bag bracket needs to sit at 58 or 59 degrees. We'll double check it on the other side. And we gotta obviously make sure our plate is level. So, looking good. I've cut some caps for inside the corners. This guy's gonna go here, and we're gonna weld this in like so. Nice. All right. There we go. Got our corners filled, capped. A little spot here on both sides I gotta catch when the chassis is upside down. But she looks good, man. Looking good. All right, so up next, I'm gonna drill some holes to run a tap through this. 5/16 drill bit will allow a 3/8 tap. The other side, got everything in my way. I'm gonna put some cutting oil on. If you put your drill on low and you lock the tap in your chuck, you should be able to run the drill through it. Just like that. All right, so now I've gotten to a really important spot. Just gonna put these in here hand tight. So now, this is the important, extremely important part. Number one, this needs to be sitting at 56 degrees. So we're at 54, we're very close. So that means I can loosen this and this. That should be 56 right there. 56. Beautiful. The next important spot is going to be, and this is kind of hard to check, making sure your bag bracket is level. Looks like this corner has to come down a little bit. Yeah, she does. So what I'm going to do is, I think when I bent the tabs, this side is a little tighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this corner down and hit this corner up. Almost. Gotta go up some. I gotta bend it some more. But I want to see that this is level. And she's level. Beautiful. So if this is sitting obviously cockeyed like this or like this, your bag, it'll still work, but your bag isn't going to raise the truck up evenly. So that's one of the things I was just making sure right there. This was the bottom portion of this bracket. Obviously I need to trim it down. Grind it up. I'm going to spend quite a bit of time now grinding this up. I need to create the arc right here. And then I'll flatten this out. And then I'll be able to use this as our bracket to secure this mount onto the side of the frame, like I did on the other side. Now I know at some point somebody was saying, what in the hell are you going to do with that piece of metal? That looks like ass. Yeah, well, not anymore. Not anymore, my friend. This is called rebicycling. We're rebicycling the old parts. I don't know if you watched Polar Express, but that's what that was from. Recycling, rebicycling. Anyway, moving right along. Gonna drill a couple of holes in here for our hardware to secure. All right, same shit. 5/16 drill bit. Gonna run it through with a 3/8 tap. So I think I'm gonna end up picking up fucking shit. I think I'm going to end up picking up socket cap screws for this. I'm gonna put a tack and a tack, and we should be good. I love having dust collect in your welding helmet, and then you go and put it on your head, and all that shit comes raining down on you. Boy, what a great feeling. Awesome. Good Lord. Man, I'm sure you can see the sweat pouring off of me. Not trying to get gross or anything, but so we're a degree or two off. We should be at 56, 2 degrees, but the back bolts are tight. And these ones aren't in, so I can adjust it, get a little bit of wiggle room. Yeah, there it is. I opted to grind this part smooth. I don't know why. Something just told me to grind it smooth. kind of liked it. So I rocked it. Pull this out, clean up the inside pocket. But yeah, that's basically done. Backside's all welded up nice. Nice. You can see it's still smoking. Nice. Man, I don't know, it's 9:05. Been out here for like an hour and a half. We had like an insane amount of rain last night. And of course, when you get a lot of rain or rain in general, and you've got, you know, the heat, the humidity today is just absolutely disgusting. But that's not why you're here, is it? You want to hear about the humidity? I don't. Anyway, moving right along. The engine is resting in its cradle. Motor is sitting at 5 degrees. I raised the engine up roughly 1/2 of an inch. I can go a little, you know, a little lower, but I'm working my way in towards the engine mounts. You can see from here the airbag mount, that little black half moon right there. That's where the mount will secure to. So in theory, I can actually go lower, which will drop the pinion angle of the engine if I go a little lower. I ended up sticking a 1/4 inch shim in the rear. This was sitting at 6 degrees, the way I have it sitting now. I believe it's a little higher than normal from the last time. So I'm gonna give it a couple little love taps. You see there's no pressure on the engine. Drop her down a little more. And then once I'm comfortable with my pinion angle, because I'm gonna cheat it with the little spacer there. Once I'm comfortable, then I'm gonna go ahead and tack these in, unbolt the engine and pull the engine and tranny out. So I have the mounts there, so I can start assembling you know, the front end so we can air this thing up. That's the goal for today. Today is Tuesday? Yeah, I believe it's Tuesday. So here we go. Oh my goodness, this heat is unbearable, and I'm doing everything in my power to get this thing done. So we got one side assembled. I had to fight squeezing the bag in there because you really should have the front end of the truck, you know, raised up on the floor, lower control arm opened up all the way, but she's in, man. No interference with the ball joints, no interference with the side of the chassis. There's space on both sides. That's bottomed out. Now, this is 13.5 inches, I believe. Actually, it might even be a little bit more. I want to say it's possibly 14 inches. So we're more than good. We're absolutely more than good. So I'm gonna cycle it real quick. And you can see, again, nice clearance. The what I like about this most is, so it's kind of hard to get in here and break it down, but I'm going to do my best for you. And I need you all to pay attention to this because this is really important. So your distance from the pivot, from your ball joint pivot to your bolt pivot, on this, I believe, is 11 inches. Now, if you can look, follow my finger, right about here is where the bolt is for the center of the bag. I want to say it's about here. Now, I'm going to put a little rub mark here. You can see it. That is roughly 50% of the arm, which means it's not going to take as much effort to raise the truck versus having the bag slid all the way back under, say over to here or here, which would suck huge cow balls, but there isn't as much effort needed to raise the actual suspension. And I'm very, very happy with that. And again, we're going to raise it up. And you look, nothing comes anywhere near rubbing, touching, fondling, molesting. There's none of that going on right here. So, very proud of myself. This was extremely hard to do for me. Maybe not for you, you know, when you have all the fancy tools, but using what I have in my shop, I think I did a pretty good job. So I'm going to get to the other side. I want to show you all something. So now, the only way I was able to get the fitting to come through is by cutting in a hole right here. And I have to use a 45. I want to show you something real quick. This is what I had to use. So it'll angle the air fitting straight up in the air. Kind of got no choice, is what it is, but these two fittings, this reducer, this DOT Parker, this is a Parker fitting, DOT fitting. So this times 2, so it's 6 fittings, came out to $85 yesterday. And you say to yourself, what the F? My man, I had no other alternative but to get those fittings. You're not buying them in Home Depot. You're not buying them at Ace. You're not ordering them off Amazon. And even still, even if you found them $10 cheaper, $15 cheaper, would you want to go through all the aggravation of a shitty ass, cheapo China fitting in the front end of your shit, having that shit fail and having to take all that back apart again? I don't. So, guys, moment of truth. Here we go. Here we go. Well, hell yeah. There it is, man. A lot. I don't have no bolts in the bottoms of the bags. I didn't think it would be a big deal. It's all got to come back apart anyway. I've got to build new uppers and stuff, but a lot of work. A lot of work. I got to adjust the caster on this wheel. You can see she's a little far out. I'm not worried about that right now. This guy's pretty good. She cycles really nice. I'll put the camera here so you can see it. I'll do it kind of in slow motion. I don't know, guys. Comment down below what you think. I smell pretty rancid right now. It's been brutally hot here in the garage. This is going to do it for this video. I achieved my goal. Airing the front suspension up. Hoorah! Catch you all on the next one. Do not forget, comment down below, like, subscribe if you're new, all of that YouTube-y stuff. Have a great day. We will see you on the next one. Maybe the next one, we'll put the body on it and air it up. Who knows? We'll see. I've got a lot of trimming I got to do on that. Have a great day, guys. Catch you later.